Morning, Jaylen. Good morning. Questions for Jaylen?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How is the hamstring?
It's getting better. Got some good work today. Working with the team, trying to get back on the court, but it's getting a lot better.
Was it just that one play where you felt it happen, or had this kind of been building for a little while?
No, it was just one play. In the Miami game, towards the end of the third quarter, I tried to explode off, and it kind of felt a little pull. I think it's grade 1, so it's not nothing severe, but anybody who's had hamstring injuries know, they can be uncomfortable. So I'm just working to get back so I can be able to be with the team.
Yeah, because you have been through this before, what in your mind is a checklist of when you're going to be ready?
What in my mind? Just first, without pain, being able to get up out the car, get up out the bed, sit down and stuff without any pain in your hamstring or anything like that. Being able to run, of course. And then after, I guess, is how well you recover after you're feeling well. What does it feel like after? Does it swell up? Does it, get aggravated? All those type of little things.
Are you without pain yet?
Without pain. At this point, still got some tightness, but no pain.
Just, it's obviously a very sensitive injury. Just how careful do you have to be with it that it might tweak back in?
Yeah, I think the concern is because it was, I think maybe a year ago, before the season kind of shut down, I had the same injury. So I just re-injured the same injury. So I think that was more of the concern. But as far as hamstring injuries go, this is my lightest one I think that I've had. So I'm not overly concerned about it, but I do want to make sure that it's not an ongoing issue. So they want to make sure I do all the proper stuff this time to make sure this doesn't happen again later in the season.
They had originally said 1 to 2 weeks. Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Could be before then, just based upon how, today's session went, tomorrow's session goes. And we go from there, we assess from there. These things could last longer or they can, heal up pretty quick. So I think 1 to 2 weeks was about right.
Couple Zoom questions, Jaylen. First one from Gary Washburn.
Hey, Jaylen, just off the topic, you are a shoe free agent now. And what goes into the thinking of picking a new company? Is that something you would do during the season? How do you get your new shoes? Like, what is that like? Because it seems like in your kind of generation, that's a big deal. That's a big decision. So what goes into that?
That's a great question, Gary, and a lot. To be honest, I'm at the point in my career where I've been able to establish my brand. So I want the shoe company that I go with to match kind of some of my brand values. And some brands, have, what do you say? What's the word? Some brands have, an expectancy that, we've been this brand, we're not doing anything different. But I think it's a new day and age. I think it's, 2021, about to be 2022 in 2 months. I think the current athlete, the model of an athlete has changed a lot. I think I like to represent that in order to be a voice on and off the court. And I think that, things should match that energy. So I'm looking for a shoe company that's progressive, cutting edge, that keeps an open mind, that's also leaning towards, doing things in the community, as well as, environment friendly, sustainable, recyclable, biodegradable products. I'm looking for, the brand of the future, not the brand of the past.
John Corrales.
Hey, Jaylen. When it comes to this hamstring injury, is this something that you might have played through in the past? Is this kind of like having had the experiences that you've had? Is that what helped make you say, okay, I'm going to stop now instead of trying to fight through this?
No, I don't think I've ever played through a hamstring injury especially initially after getting, I don't think it's after, I don't know if it's even possible. Like you got to run, you got to be able to move out there. So maybe I've come back earlier than I was supposed to, especially earlier in my career. But I think that every time I've had an hamstring injury, I had to sit down for at least 5 or 6 days and then come back, depending on the severity of it. But just this one being a reoccurring injury, and the same, I want to make sure that I take the proper precautions, to make sure that, one, I have my hamstring for the next 10, 15 years, and two, that this is not an issue going forward. So I have to be away from the team.
Final Zoom question from Chris Ryan.
Hey, Jaylen, hope all is well with you. Just interested in your assessment of, the team to date. And Ime mentioned, the group is working a lot on offensive cohesion. Obviously, you're not a part of it at this point, but just your sense on where the team needs to go on that side of the ball and your assessment to date.
I think we're moving in the right direction, and I'm pissed that I have spent so much time away from the team, especially through COVID and quarantine, and now with a hamstring injury so early. But we're definitely building in the right direction. I loved our energy and our spirit in Dallas, especially in the second half. I thought we played well. Luka hit a tough shot, but nothing to hang our head. I think we should just focus on the next one, Toronto, and build on, keep building from there. The spirit of this team is different, and we're going to continue to just keep pushing, and I can feel it. I think that things will turn around for sure.
Just to follow up on Gary's question and talking, is that shoe brand out there now? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, possibly. It depends on the conversation. I just think that it's the approach. I think that, we've had the same model of approach for the last 20 years in terms of how to operate with a shoe brand. I think possibly, maybe the approach should change going forward in the future. Athletes have changed. The way to have influence, the way to reach globally has changed. I think that, having a brand partner should match that. So I think the shoe company is definitely out there, or if not, it could be created and started from scratch.
Until that is done, how do you decide night to night what to wear?
I really, most of the time I let Andy,
Really?
and I let Andy choose sometime. I look at Andy like, what we going with today? And whatever Andy's feeling is,
That's a lot of trust in Andy Manning.
that's my guy. So if I pick some shoes and I play bad, y'all blame Andy.
Right, that's fair.
Thank you, Jaylen. We'll wrap it up right there.
Thank you.